is Stamm and who is Elisabet?
So I'm Elisabet Stamm, and Stamm is my brand. It's my work, and it's my father's family name, and it means tribe and the trunk of a tree. So I think Stamm is definitely much bigger than me, because there's me as the individual and as the creative force, and many other things when you're an independent. How about you?
I feel like Frederikke is very different from The Good Statement, even though I am the founder and creative director of it. It has each lives, so I have my own life doing all sorts of creative things. I also work as a stylist, and I am a PR and marketing consultant for other brands as well. But then I have The Good Statement, which is my own creative universe.
So do you then bring The Good Statement into your other projects?
I separate them a lot. I feel like there's a lot of a difference between what I do with The Good Statement and when I help other brands. I love that I can take my skills and knowledge and everything I've tried and tested with The Good Statement and amplify that to the other brands I work for. And you?
I'm very much 100% no matter what I do. I definitely just enter with all that I can. I think it's very fascinating how you slide from one of them to the other.
I always say I feel like it's like working on two paintings or several paintings, and when I feel like I get stuck on one painting, I can go to the other one and then paint a little on this, and then I'll get some more inspiration and motivation to go back to the other one.
It's very inspiring in that way, that it sort of merges and that you can take one feeling from one project to the next. When I've seen your work, and then I think The Good Statement, it's such a lovely name. I love it, I like it. And something for me that's important in my work is actually that I work with something positive, and I hope that it's not naive. How do you feel about that? Because I feel like also being from the Nordics, from Scandinavia, I think that there's this dark directions in a lot of creative work, in fashion, and then there can be on the other side that if it's more light, then it's very girly or very flowery. And so I was thinking that's maybe a similarity that we may be both on the sunny side without being totally
flower. Yeah, very true. No, for sure I'm not, and neither is my brand, very like girly, flowery. I mean, I have pieces that are like stars and hearts, but they're yet very like bold because they're bigger, or they're in materials that are like steel, or there'll be a white or a black heart, not like a pink one. The Good Statement, the name came actually, I said I started it 7 years ago, and what I've come to learn is that in everything I do, I think I want it to be a statement, whether it being me bringing something into the world that is something that can make people feel comfortable about what they're wearing, or if it's a gift, then it's something that brings them joy. So I try to always work from a position where I want something to create a good statement, and that is very positive. Because I really understand what you're saying about the positive is somewhat linked to like flowers and girly and the more feminine. But I don't think necessarily it needs to be. What inspires you when you create?
Right now, challenges, struggles, and a lot of good design is problem solving. And I like to bring small like antidotes to whatever bitterness there is around. So I think that there has to be something that I push against, and that it's something where I bring a positive message. I just capsule what I experience, and that can be high and low. I have taken like Netto references into the
grocery store?
Yes, into the runway. and then combine it with my love for like sculptures, and so it's most often for me something very low-key, practical, meeting something more abstract, and then in my design I'm with Stamm, I'm quite fixed on these certain, like there has to be movement, there has to be room, there has to be dimension in the constructions. How do you relate to the word inspiration?
I think I'm very drawn, and I've always been very drawn to materials. I love the contrast between materials, like wood and steel, or glass and steel. A lot of my designs start from me being drawn by some sort of material. It can be when I'm in a house or at a museum, or I see some material, I'll take a picture of it and then try and look into what you can do with this material. Or it can be from nature. For instance, the Delta bangle, the one I'm wearing, that is actually inspired by a river in Argentina, which is called El Hoyo. So if you look at like the El Hoyo in Argentina and you look at the bracelet, you will see that it's actually the exact same shape. So none of it is like from me wanting to create something. It really comes from something that I come about and feel somewhat drawn to, and then I take that and see how can I create this into a piece. Do you feel like you put yourself in your brand, or do you feel like it's like something that is away from your own personal style?
It's both. I think it's very personal and it's universal.
Yeah.
It's like that I have to feel something. I know if I feel something, somebody else eventually will feel something too.
Like, what would your advice for me be?
Yeah, one advice would be keep being curious towards the world, because you're open-minded and you should go with that. Don't settle for less and go where the energy flows.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, stay open.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, that would be my advice. Do you have an advice for me? Get some sleep?
No, I'm so impressed by how you balance running a company while also being a single mother. And so you must have such a grounding and a balance within yourself and in what you do. And I think my advice for you would be, remember that balance regardless of what might happen. Remember your balance, and that you're doing so well, and you're doing so well because you're balanced and because you master being both a mom but also running a company.
I'll pay attention.
You already are.
I am.